This week on Talk of the Town, we interviewed Derek No Sun Brown, the artist who created the Shoshone mural. After a fun-filled 4th of July, we met with Captain Nate Christensen, who provided an update on the response during the festivities and explained when fireworks can be lit off again. For the finale, a couple at Phantom Fireworks provides tips to create grand spectacles.
First of all, I'm a Shoshone Bannock tribal member. My native name is No Sun. It kind of means firstborn son. It was my great-great-grandfather's name. I've always been interested in just creating things. It started off in drawing, expanded into painting, sculpture, music, just a lot of different mediums, creative mediums. And I guess I kind of just always looked towards art as almost like almost a therapy. Now, as an adult, it's given me a place in society, as an artist, as a creative. So that's just kind of how my creative journey has started. I looked into it, and it was something that I was not only passionate about, through my work, but also, definitely hit home as I'm, a Shoshone tribal member. So the story, a lot of the survivors and people came, directly to Fort Hall. This concept was put together through, first of all, a lot of research, a lot of, personal experience. But the way that I took this mural, they wanted, of course, the Chief Sagwitch to be represented as the main focal point. And Chief Sagwitch, to me, and in my research, I didn't really have any relatives like right there that can explain to me, or had personal experience with Chief Sagwitch. So I had to do my research based on the books. So I did a lot of research on Chief Sagwitch and trying to understand him just as a man and a person. About of course what he went through, and that the tragedy, the Bear River Massacre, changed so many people's lives. I mean, from everybody's life, it changed, from that point on. So to try to represent this mural in a way that was not like, say, a mournful memorial, something that is, you look at and it's just tragedy, and it makes you feel sad, but and I feel the immense, sadness and things that drove, his, life and a lot of people's lives, and how it was altered history, the course of history was altered, and a lot of things. So in this mural, I wanted to take it and step away from the tragedy, and focus on, the future, the outlook of what, because after the tragedy still, people, they still got to pick up the pieces and continue on and figure out how they're going to live their lives. So this mural was a representation of that. It tells a story. And the left side, this world, it contains, you have Bear Hunter represented, a representation of maybe his wife and family, Chief Sagwitch, his children, this female figure representing, his wife, the female presence. But so this left side is almost like a representation, a metaphor of the spirit world, like maybe where they would reside and live in their type of, representation of a heaven, I would suppose. And in this side over here, it's filled with sage. You'll see all this sage down here, and we use sage. A lot of Native people use sage and cedar and stuff, but this sage here to cleanse and heal themselves. So, and it's almost glowing. So in this way, it continues out from the spirit world and comes out into our current reality, that we still have sage, we still have these tools and cultural knowledge and things that we use in our modern day that we've been using. Long story short, this mural really tells a story. So it bridges from the spirit world, boom, into our contemporary time over here, as as all of our peoples with mixed cultures and a lot of different things going on. But this is our where we're standing, and how we're looking out towards the future. So in a way, it's like this moment in time, is what it's all about. When those beautiful things are passing, it's a passing and beautiful moment, just like a butterfly or just like a flower, is only meant to remain, for that instant. It blooms, it's beautiful, and then the moment passes. onto something else. So this wall's pretty big. It's about 42 feet long. It's about, I think it was like 14 feet high. When you stand next to it, it seems a lot bigger than that, But so the process was huge. I mean, it was probably at least, I don't know, months and months of just planning it out. Just took a lot of redoing it and trying to visualize and get these elements of the story and not making it so crowded, right? Trying to balance out everything, the composition. So, but this piece, everything, went along accordingly and pretty good. Like we had good weather. So there's just like a lot of factors that were good and some things that made it hard too. Being out here in the elements, it's hot. In the parking lot, it's even hotter. The amount of paint and supplies and stuff we use, and it's just huge. We had to bring a whole trailer. I would say the most amount of was physical effort. As actual physicality of. I would challenge anybody to come here and count how many brushstrokes are on here. The meter, the pole, I mean, honestly, like, it wasn't really included in any of the specs or details. But if I left that blank, it would have just been, it would have been really in the way. So me personally as an artist, I'm like, I got to paint that. You know what I mean? If it's in front blocking, I got to paint it and incorporate it in the art. Sides were just kind of to tie it in together. But it is kind of tucked away, and I think it was a blessing in disguise in a way. One, it was tucked away to where we can work almost privately in a way back here in this parking lot. And another thing is people maybe got to put in a little extra work and effort to find it. You know what I mean? But eventually, it's right by Ridley's, the grocery store here. So eventually if you're here, you're definitely going to come and run into it eventually. My hope with the mural and basically all my art is I hope that it's a positive experience for somebody. I just want individual people to come in and see the mural and they get some kind of positive energy from it. They see the mural and it makes them feel good. It makes them feel happy. Maybe it reminds them of family. Maybe it reminds them of just good times in their life, or and maybe just thinks about that, and that's my instant result that I want from people. The long haul of this mural though is for people to if you step back and take a look at it and maybe start looking at the elements and how this story is laid out, that you could come to a different type of conclusion too. You can maybe come to a deeper understanding how quickly time passes, the beauty in the moments, with our family and kids and, all those things. I hope that they could just tie things together in a deeper way. So I just hope that in the long run, people can really just look at this from a faraway perspective, the other side of this parking lot, and look at all these people together and just continue like that in a beautiful, strong way. So shout out my brother, D-Mark Galloway. He was working very hard this whole time. I know it's probably even harder to work for your older brother, you know what I mean? Super bossy. And but he was a soldier, trooper, so I appreciate him. Shout out to business too. We have a great clothing company, an apparel brand called War Medicine. So I'm rocking some of the gear right here. We also have on the website, warmedicineempire.com. We have prints, we have Jaclay prints, original paintings. We have links to a lot of interesting stuff, so definitely check it out.
Nate Christensen, tell me a little bit about your title and your experience as a firefighter.
I'm a captain currently. I've been with the fire department for 10 years now. My start came from, I've been with the county search and rescue for 25 years now, and I wanted more medical patient care experience, and so I joined the fire department so I could work on the ambulance more so than the fire side of it, but found that I really enjoy the fire side and the rescue side, as well as the medical side. When I first got on, it was all volunteer. We got paid for being on a call, but we didn't get paid to staff the station. We didn't get paid for standby or any of that kind of stuff, and that's all changed now to where we have a full-time crew of soon to be 4 here at the station 24 hours a day, and then we're all paid all the time for whatever we do, all our call-outs, trainings, all that kind of stuff. Having people here at this station 24 hours a day, it gives us a quicker response time. Before we had to come from our homes or work or wherever we were at, and we were always fast, but not as fast as being right here, obviously.
City's in the process of hiring a new fire chief, but tell us a little bit about Chris Gothard and what he's done in that place.
Chris has done a great job, really. I think he took the interim fire chief job thinking it was going to be just a couple of months, and it's been a lot longer than that, and he's been a trooper. He's done a really good job for us. We've been glad to have him.
Last week, how did it go with all the fireworks?
We actually had 2 incidents with fireworks is all. Being as wet as it was this year really helped us out. The grass was really green, as opposed to years in the past where it's been super dry. So a small spark or something starts a big fire. The greenness gave us more of an opportunity to get there faster and knock it down while it was still small. So we did have one incident. A younger kid threw a firecracker over a fence and it went into some grass and started a small fire. And then one right on the 4th of July in the evening, a firework went into some bushes, started the bushes on fire. With it getting hotter like it is, I think we'll have a potential for more fires, unfortunately.
So what is your advice or things that you'd give to people as they start celebrating for the 24th?
Big thing, just be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you've got a clear area around where your fireworks are going to go. Know if they're going to go in the air, if they're going to spin, that kind of stuff. Kind of anticipate that. Have a running hose or multiple hoses, buckets of water, that kind of stuff handy in case it does start a fire. You can get it out yourself right away. Basically, if you start a fire, you own all the damage and stuff. So if you burn somebody's house down or somebody's bushes or whatever, you're responsible for that with your fireworks. So they just need to be aware of that. The flyer on our Facebook page has got all the information on it. You can also go to the state fire marshal's website, and they've got all the updates and stuff there as well. And we just really appreciate the support of all our citizens and stuff. It's taken a lot. There's been a few property tax increases and stuff to make it possible for us to be here, and we really appreciate their support and backing us up.
We're here with Kelsey Johnson and Nate Herbst, and they're part of the Phantom Fireworks here in the Ridley's parking lot. And we just want to know a little bit about your guys' experience and how you got involved in this.
Yeah, well, our friend Greta saw a job posting for a top-rated fireworks stand here, and we thought, well, that would be a very fun way to make money for our tuition this year. And it's been really fun. It's been a lot of hard work setting up, setting down every day. We are getting a lot stronger, a lot more bruises, but it's been very fun.
There's been a lot of fun kids come through and just see all the fireworks, and they're like, oh, so excited to see all the different colors. And then it's fun to see them, like when they have the fireworks and they're walking away with them, and then hearing them at night go off. We're like, oh, that's cool. It kind of makes it feel really, fun and worth it.
Why do you guys feel that people should consider fireworks for their own celebration?
I think it's just a great way to celebrate the 4th. And it's fun to see a show, but when you can make it personal and make it however you want, it means a lot more, and I think it makes a lot more of a lasting memory.
You can do on your own schedule. You don't have to wait, and then you have your own, right? I loved just growing up and seeing, when my parents got fireworks, we were able to light them, and it's just, it created a tradition of just a fun celebration for the 4th to celebrate our country's birth and and nation's uprising. So I think it's just a really fun activity, and it's a good tradition for families.
For just the young ones, we have a lot of fun fountains. There's just a little small, it's called Garden in Spring, and it has a fun little flowery fountain. I like flowers and color, so that is one of my favorites.
Not too noisy, it's one of the more quieter ones.
Stepping up just a little bit more, we have our fiery frogs, which are just a fun little fountain as well, just a little bit longer than the Garden in Spring.
Fun frog theme, with their eyes light up. We have a big aerial selection for those who like the big stuff. We have our smaller aerials, which are $40, $50, and then our collection up there can get upwards to $350. So we have the big stuff if anyone's interested in that big stuff too.
We'll be here the 21st through the 24th, open all day.
Tell us some of the safety tips and tricks that people can do to ensure that they're safe as they're having fun.
So biggest thing is always have a bucket of water next to you so you can put out fireworks when they're done. Either pour water on them or just make sure they're safely extinguished. And just if there's any dry fields close to you or anywhere near, just make sure you're clear of those. Go to a big parking lot if you have to.
With your experience, how would you make the ultimate finale?
We have quite a few aerials over in our more expensive side. We have some that are about $200, and it comes with a pack. I really like packs because then you can kind of spend your money and get a variety rather than just one small show. And so we have a few packs over there that have some aerials and some fountains, and it just they're just very grand.
Yeah. In the past, my family, we've been able to do aerials in the middle, and then we have 2 fountains on either side of the aerial, and they all go off at the same time. So it's fun to like look up and see the big aerials, and then you have the fountains to either side that kind of add to the big finale effect.
As our cool summer turns hot, it's time to talk water conservation. Check that out next week, along with a list of events for Hay Days in Tremonton. That's coming up on Talk of the Town.